Adgadainamit, Jugadgadainamit, Sadgadainamit, Siddhigurudev. Breathe and continue. And now, today, this is going to be a little bit different. Okay, huh? Japa Saraswati, are you
Yeah.
something?
No. Mm,
Oh, okay. So, um, for this time, this is actually going to be a refresher. Okay, that means that where Baba Siddhi Chand says that we're going to show the difference in our mind for um, for everyday self. And
mm,
then after that, we're going to do listening from Baba Siddhi Chand. Okay.
okay.
Oh,
Can
hi.
what was the first part?
What?
Everyday self.
What
Hadimander?
the first
Hadimander? Did you hear this? Are you there? Okay. So we're going to
Hattie Mender is here. Could you rephrase it again for me because I was not paying best attention when you explained it the first time.
Oh, yes. The first, we're going to do this afternoon is going to be for a refresher. You remember? First of all, we're going to learn about everyday self. And then after that will be from Baba Siddhi Chand. Do you all understand that?
Yes.
Okay, good. So this is what we're going to do. The first thing is not actually doing meditation. It just has something that you are thinking about for a while.
Okay.
Do you all understand that? Okay, so understand that and remember that. Okay. So let's go with, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So first is for Japa Saraswati. And what was your thinking? Has been something you've been thinking about. You ready?
I can't narrow it down to one thing.
Oh, okay. What about Gian Das Prem? We'll do it in a little bit.
Okay. For myself, it's sort of that in the discovery of letting go is yeah. For me, it's sort of a this discovery on our own, like how we seek, and then without the information though, like finding our own information, sort of, I guess, going back to when I was younger of how I would learn, without having before I read and whatever. So um the vibration though, like trying to understand the vibration without the language, to have that all being the coming together of why I see things certain ways, with the depth perception and the actualization compared to the realization, and then the sort of letting go of all that. So Yeah, that the circle. I think it's just a circle. My everyday sense of that getting up, when we get up and we rise up and we become into that human body again, of that working part of it, and coming into these cycles and the schedules and that simplicity of it. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's the seeking part of it, I think, is really the coolest part. But it's this vibration that's here, I think, is just such a part of the self that, wow, it's the really the letting go of the self, of what is the self and who am I, like, opposed to this everything else that's around me. Yeah.
Okay,
So yeah.
okay, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay. So let's see. This is, wait a minute. Oh, okay, so now, um, for Salt City.
Yes. I'll keep it nice and short. Great question. I'm so glad we're doing this because working with you all and being part of this has really changed my perspective in a deeply important way.
I
Every day,
can't understand. Wait a minute. Say it more clearly. Can you do?
okay. Yes, yes. Is that better, Siri? Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what? I have lost one hearing aid. So,
Don't mind. I didn't have any hearing aids and I've lost hearing. So
okay, okay, go
selective
ahead.
hearing. Okay. So I just wanted to
That's
say I appreciate having this group because there's been a really big transformation and something foundational over the last months and years that we've been working. So
Hmm.
everyday self used to have like a pretty serious victim mentality. Poor me, whoa, my life is a disaster, blah, blah, blah.
Hmm.
But I prayed it was to really see the truth, the sat in my life experience. And what I saw and really powerfully is that every step of my life in these what could have been utterly disastrous, Guru was always there. So
Oh,
we were
okay.
and I could trust that. So I'll just give you a few examples. Something really amazing happened when my mom had to go into a mental hospital and
Hmm.
work her way down 73 floors to get out because she was just didn't know what postpartum depression was back then. And she was so depressed she couldn't take care of us at all.
Hmm.
So but we were supposed to go into all be split up and little kids like that, especially when you're born like 9 and 10 months apart or just a year apart, are like one being. We were so close to each other and it would have been a utter thing. Kids don't do very well in foster care in New York City. It's just not a good, but anyway, she worked her way down over 3 years. She worked in a kitchen and there was some really criminally crazy people in there. But she was like this good little meek Catholic schoolgirl type of person. And she handled being, threatened with a knife and all this stuff. But anyway, the big break. So she had really loved us and worked so hard to get down those 73 floors over a couple of years to be able to come back to us. And when that lady attacked her in the kitchen, everybody had a job in the mental institution. She just fought like hell to live for her kids. So what happened with the kids is we were supposed to be all split up and put into foster homes. And by the grace of Guru, Mrs. Richardson came first. So the state of New York said, it's going to be really hard to find placements for all these kids. So we're going to send in one of our workers from Harlem. And she came all the way out to Eastern Long Island every day, except Sundays, where she went to her own church and took care of us with my grandmother, Winnie,
Hmm.
and loved us like her own kid. And she was just 6 foot tall and just the most loving person. She's African American. And then after she had to go, she got a better job close to home in Harlem. So we got Mrs. Walker. I might have mentioned this before, but it's just a profound change in perspective for me. And then Mrs. Walker was half Shinnecock Indian, Eastern Long Island. She came from the other direction. the end of Long Island and took care of us with my grandmother and taught us how to do chores. She had a list for the love of Mary. We all got chores and we had to learn how to like put the dishes away, clear the table, vacuum the living room, and the boys had to like mow the lawn. She was like amazing. And my grandma was great too because she was there every night. She was basically deaf, but so loving. So what I realized is a moment like that, I can name you 25 moments of disaster and challenge. Guru was always there. God and Guru were always there. And, things that could have been terrible, even sometimes worked terrible, worked out. So
Okay.
that's what I want to
So
say.
that's your everyday self, right?
Seeing things really differently.
Okay.
So my sense of unbelief, or just what the core thing I want to say is my trust in God and Guru
Oh,
has
good.
grown exponentially and can keep growing. That's the transition and change of perspective of everyday self.
Okay.
Learning from soul.
Good. Good. Okay.
Platinum.
Next is Alexander.
You're amazing.
Pardon? Didn't catch that.
You're amazing. I'm sorry. I was supposed to be on mute.
Oh, okay. I thought my coffee shop is getting busy.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. So, Hadi Munder, do you have the everyday self question?
Question. I don't know that it's a question. Yeah, I guess
Yes, it is. Okay.
The question, I suppose, is reevaluating everything when one only has a shorter amount of time around, and I'm interested in the process of aging in your 80s and how things are changing and hormonal changes that no one's really talking about that I have seen. And so that's, and yeah, preparing for passing on all the things that are in our house so it doesn't fall on my kids or Jossie. And Gaza.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, Agia Paul. This is a refresher. So we're going to get each of you an everyday self question that you were have been thinking that you would like to have. Agia Paul, are you there?
Yeah, I'm finally here. Hallelujah. I'm so sorry. My phone wouldn't let me in. So I'm here.
Oh,
Yeah. So I'm so glad to be here. What a day. So I'm supposed to ask everyday self a question.
yeah, that you're concerned about, and then you're thinking about that.
That I'm thinking about. Okay, that's easy.
Okay.
I've been spending a lot of time since I left the University of St. Joseph, asking soul with no real ability to hear soul, but asking soul, you know, I'm a teacher. I've taught all my life. And I also like healing. I won't say I'm a healer because I'm not doing the healing, right? So soul's coming through me. So I ask on a regular basis, how can I be in this world now? And how can I best be a teacher slash healer in this world now and contribute and send love and and heal the world.
Okay.
Yeah, that's been my question, and I'm getting
Okay.
frustrated by not hearing anything really.
Okay. And what
That's
was
it.
that word? Frustration. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Now, Japa Saraswati.
I'm ready. Well, mine is about like emotional reactivity and being in that turmoil and almost panic. So the reason that I didn't hear the question the first time you asked was because I was texting with Agiapal trying to get her on the line, and I
yes.
was feeling like just emotionally, but it's not the first time, it's like I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm going to let people down. And just I have a panic in myself. And I recognize that it's not furthering my spiritual self. Like I can feel that panic as acidic, and not alkaline and not in a state of ease and grace. And so my question to Soul would be about how to deal with that, because that's the second time that it's happened to me today, so it's not like I just recognized that I'm like, wow, I guess I'm doing that, this week or whatever it is. Wow, that's interesting. So that's my question, is how to deal with those little hiccups.
Well, good for both of you. Okay. So now what we're doing, that's in your mind. We're being using for, we call it everyday mind. Okay, you all understand that, and you can feel how you have been in your mind. Isn't that right? Do you understand that?
Yep.
Thank you. Okay. So now we are going next to changing our next mind. You have had that before, but of course, this is a refresher. So now, please, moving differently by, first of all, going to heart breath. Okay, heart breath. Stay with your third eye and feel as though your breath, that's very long time breathing, comes out from your own heart. Just feel that right now. Stay with that. That's your meditation. Is somebody snoring?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's Miss May.
Oh,
Let me
doggy.
just
Okay. Okay. So, okay, now stay with, you're moving into what we call is soul mind, soul self. Breathe. And being in the present of Baba Siddhi Chand. The mind is different. It is more, you'll find it's more expensive, but it is not about everyday self. It is just listening totally neutrally, nothing. Just keep up heart breath and stay in the presence of Baba Siddhi Chand. And thou, and then be allowed to listen from your question from Baba Siddhi Chand. And here's another very important part for your yoga is to allow smile. It doesn't have to be a big teeth grin. No, just feel your smile and keep up with heart breath and being present with Baba Siddhi Chand. And then when you're ready, be to allow what Baba Siddhi Chand is giving you. And we'll give you 3 minutes. Go ahead. Remember, it's being neutral. And inhale. Exhale. Good. And so, Guru Das Brahm, what did you hear from Baba Siddhi-chan?
I could feel my heart beat very loudly, and I could feel the vibration of my body and the fluids moving through my body, unlike I haven't felt before.
Hmm.
So I think it's, well, the yoga, you mentioned the yoga and so when we breathe and we focus on our breathing, and then when we get to a point where we're focusing on just our heart, and our heart,
Mhm.
like how when we sleep or something. So what Baba Siri Chan is a teacher, the teacher within the teacher, from all of this unlimited amount of cells that we have. And I was back with the bubbles again, and with all of that. But what Bubba's showing is with the heartbeat, it was when we notice our heartbeat and how our prayers come together with our heartbeats that beat together with the cycles. He's showing me like a giant stew pot. Um, I guess we melt together, right? So we have a creation of what we're doing, and then we have within that vibration is all of the information that's ever been shared. And I think that there's a recipe from that, the drapery or the raining down of the information through the open spaces and the clouds and the evaporation of the dust, water, and dirt and all of that. It's right back into that heartbeat of just noticing. We don't have to try to see everything. We almost have to let go of that trying, and returning to that simplicity of the breath is sort of where, all of that discovery is going to be found, because eventually we need to train our mind to the point where, it has no training needed, to the point where it's going to find nothing, that we can come back to that point. So yeah, in a way, it's the spices that we add to the mix that's going to allow this the spinning, the way that we're moving in a direction that we're spinning, that we're also moving. If we look at the whole picture from way up above, from how the lotus flows up, from how the sunflower tilts over and spreads its seeds down into the ground, and the simplicity of what is in that item. If we look at any one particular item that's simple, we can pretty much find out everything that there is to know. But if we let that go too, it's numbers, cards, chants, all of that type of stuff that's swirling around in there, that we have a reason for, to erase those rules and come above that, to the discovery of, why we are billions and why we have been here through societal communication, through the ages and the times, from the bubbles under the water to where we are now. So, which is the now is still here, and the same thing. So Bubba is trying to teach us, and we're spinning around, and yet, so if you're making a pot of stew, you have your stirring, you have your fire moving the direction of the water, depending on what part of the equator you are. So, once again, we can get rid of all the science, but yet here we are from this far beyond of that type of thing. And I think in the teaching of the heart, it has the chance for that to all be learned as one, to come back together to that divinity circle. And, Bubba's has a lot to say, but at the same time, we're going to release what we're feeling, and tapping down the middle line of the body from in the spine. We have the middle of the spine, so we can take our fingers and our thumbs and we can tap along our body and heal ourselves and remind that vibration, the vibration that's here, the Shakti, and undulations and back to the Satanama and back into our breathing. That will return to our sleep so that we can find comfort when we wake up in our sleep and we're greeting our whole self through the sleep and the work and the play and that circle there too. So yeah, the simplicity of all that vibration is answered in the heart. And thank you very much, Baba Siri Chandwahi Guru. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you very much. Okay. This is really important. Simplicity from the heart. Very good. Okay, so the second person is Salt City. And what did you find from Salt City? Oh, for Baba City Chan. Are you there? Salt City? Salt City? Salt City, did you unmute yourself?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
So I got like several flashes of bursts of light. John. First one was sadhana, 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 flashing. And the next one was, I should have written it down. It'll come to me, but I was just really reminded how important sadhana is in my life for staying on track. So I'm going to pass for now because I'm just waiting for this. I should have written it down. Sorry.
I didn't understand. What did you say, the last part?
I'm going to just focus on sadhana as the most important message.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, dear.
That one.
Okay. So now we have Hadi Mander.
Well, it was interesting. What I really got out of it was the directions that went into it, which was smile and do heart breath.
Okay.
And what happened was that completely out of nowhere, kind of, was a heating plumber guy who came and did a terrible job and very, 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 very expensive. He came once and he solved all our problems and it was very lovely. And the second time, it was terrible. And the anger at him came out of the meditation.
Ooh. Okay.
So I just was amused at that, or surprised at that. And the message was smile and heart breath, so that the anger would be diffused by the heart breath because he needs the heart breath.
Oh, wonderful.
So that's my experience.
Okay. And I'm going to write that down. Okay. Let's say diffused the anger. Have you seen him again?
He came and was going to charge even more to do what he was supposed to have done the first time, and I kicked him out. And I
Oh,
haven't heard from him. He didn't send me a bill for the second time,
oh,
the third time, when he was supposed to come fix it.
oh, okay.
But the basic message is, whatever it is, smile and heart breath
How
will
perfect. Okay, heart
do
breath
wonders.
and smile. Wonderful. That's great. Actually, Honey Munder, I remember a few years ago, you did something similar to that. And you were in, let's see, at your other place. Anyway, well, we're
The
so,
cabin,
huh?
at the cabin.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, you're doing beautifully.
Mhm.
Thank you, dear.
Yeah.
Okay. So Agil Paul.
Yeah. So, Bubba Siri Chen says, I got you covered. The immediate thing was, Bubba Siri Chen was huge and golden, and just engulfed me within himself. And then the smile changed everything for me. And he says, see, take it lightly, take it lightly. It's been a very difficult morning for me. And uh, long story short, fraud is rampant with online banking. And a friend of mine was hacked, and what I sent her, she did not get. And anyway, it was like I took on her panic, right? And so all her accounts were hacked, and um it's just scary. And so I've been asking, and Baba Siri-chan just helped me tremendously, just lighten up about it. I got you covered. um we'll pray for your friend. We'll have trust that the banks and so forth will protect her. And the outlandish things she told me that people are doing now to steal, um, you know, uh, uh, account numbers and etc. She says it's just just unbelievable. And so I took that all in, and so I was, more or less a mess. And Bubba Siri-chan said, just light, take it lightly, breathe, send your heart breath out, um, and smile. And when you said that, it just changed my whole inner world. And that's what I think I want to do. I want to help other people smile. So I'm going to, I'm smiling at, not big grins like you said, just, smiling, because we don't. And Brother Siri Chan says, you take everything so seriously. Lighten up, take it lightly. And and because it's important. You know that the love that you have for your self-compassion for yourself and for others and so forth. And even for these people that are unbelievably bad. um, and, have compassion for all and send that to send that out to the world
Mhm.
because the world really needs it. Anyway, that's Bubba Siri-chan, and the big deal is, I got you covered. And I was like, oh, big exhale. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Mhm.
If that makes any sense at all. That's my experience.
Well, I think everybody has that. It's
Mm,
very good.
okay.
Each of you are seeing what's happening. It's simple, all of you. Isn't
Yeah.
that amazing? Okay. And so, Japa Saraswati.
And I feel like I recognize how similar all of our questions and messages, they're so interrelated because so many are about like the emotional reaction. And I felt just this. So when I started doing the heart breath, I went to a really intense yoga class on Sunday, and I really worked out, my upper back, which has been tight, and I just immediately felt that melting into the heart breath and that ascension. And then what Baba reminded me of is that he is a vibration, among other things. And so that's exactly it when we're having, a harsh emotional reaction. Um, we're not at the vibration of Baba Siddhi Chand, but in the same way that he said to Agya Paul, I've got you, he reminded me that I can get on the vibration with him by doing my heart breath. And I felt just this great, loving embrace of being surrounded by this great golden presence of Baba Siddhi Chand to remind me to relax. What is Baba Siddhi Chand's favorite word? It is relax. And it's that to chill out, and that I don't need to get so emotional over all of, over whatever it is, because it's going to happen anyway. And so in the Yoga Sutras, the second Yoga Sutra is a pretty important one, and it's Yoga Chitta Vritti Narodaha. So yoga stills the undulations of the mind. Chitta is the mind, and the vritti they're like undulations, and Narodaha is to make it quiet, or to make it still, or to make it regulated. And so when we have emotional reactions, those are vritti, those are undulations, whether they're high and it's like more that dopamine sort of thing, or whether they're low and it's more like cortisol-y. And that's like an emotional roller coaster when we have big emotions about, about anything, about little things. But that cortisol is really more acidic. And so yoga stills the undulations of the mind. Sat City's answer was sadhana.
That's right.
So yeah, so yoga, but it's any of our daily practices, like our sadhana, is going to help to still that undulation of the mind, and to be in practice when these emotional moments come up. Then we're going to be a lot easier to rebound, a lot more elastic, a lot more flexible, a lot more bouncy, a lot more light, a lot more lifted, instead of dwelling in the heaviness. So wait a minute, there was another part. I don't remember what the other part was, but that's what I remember.
Mhm. Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I was meditating about Baba Siddhi-chan, and so what should we do this before this before this session? And
Mhm.
we were talking about the refreshing and so on. And then it, I came in my mind what I had seen at the grocery store, because we had a place there was a guy who cuts fruit and so on while he's there. That's his normal thing. And I've seen him before. And there's another customer that came over there, and I thought he was kind of growly, and that was his, what did you call it? Like a funny thing to say was something like, "Oh, you didn't tell them, and it was blah blah blah." And then I felt because that worker normally is just very beautiful, smiling. And I just looked at him and I said, he's smiling. And everybody just relaxed. It was very nice. But that's what Baba Siddhi-chan let me see that. And here it is. Isn't that fun?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That I feel like with that worker, you were able to take that vibration and give it to him, that then really brightened and lifted him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's
That's
nice.
that's what I felt with me, that like I had been in that place of judging and neutrality, and like being in that place of judgment. um then when I got to that heart breath and I was able to disengage everyday self, my soul self took over and I could be in neutrality, and I could be just a lot more at peace and a lot more lifted. And that's how I had that vibration, that energy of Baba Siddhi Chand. It's like you did that, and then you took that energy and you put it onto somebody else. You gave it to him. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm. Isn't that lovely? And so
That's
that
very
helps
cool.
other people too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's very cool.
Mm-hmm. Good. Okay. Now I want to tell you something about next week. I'm so sorry that I can't have a session next week because I have two different doctors, and it was very complicated to get the appointments together. And so I'm very sorry that that we that I could not do that with you. Okay, so I think then we'll have, what do you say, the next week? Let's see. Next week. Oh, maybe we can get together. Maybe we'll talk with Japa Saraswati, with all of you, to do it again, because you know what's happening. So do it again if you have a difficulty, and then you know about what to do with Baba Siddhi Chan. Do you know that? You've done that with smile, with heart breath, with relax. Isn't isn't that lovely? And let us know what happens with you. You like that?
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds great to me. And such. Are you saying that we'll meet at a regular time next week and just practice heart breaths?
Yeah, and then you can, Siri Gian, you can listen to the playback if you want to. So
Yeah,
you'll be
sounds
you could be
wonderful.
there with
Thank
us
you.
What a
anyway.
good idea.
Yeah,
And we'll pray for
that
you
would
at
be
the baptism.
fun. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely praying for you.
Okay.
Trust that we got you.
Well, the Baba Siddhichand is for all of us.
Why, Guru?
God bless you. Okay, so come together. Come together with your hands together. Heart breath. And Hoodie Munder, will you lead our song?
I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
And encourage you to do celestial communication with it so that you're actually physically doing it as well as vocally doing it.
Mhm.
May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on.
Inhale. Sat Nam. Bless you all. See you. And have a
Love
good time.
Yeah.
Bye.
God bless everybody. God bless.